Today I wanted to talk about my ketogenic diet again, and I just want to mention a few things that can prove to be very difficult, especially in the first stages of the diet or the eating style. And now for me personally, the hardest part of it was not being able to have any dessert or sweets. I mean, most diets completely exclude having anything that even remotely would resemble dessert. And what I find with ketogenic diet is that you can actually have really amazing, beautiful, yummy desserts. So for example, in the first few weeks when you really struggle to go without sweets or without chocolate or without dessert, I would invest in these things, okay? So first of all, get some organic 90 to 95% cocoa dark chocolate. Now, don't get it in bulk, because when you're desperate, you'll eat it all. But just get a little bit, and trust me, it's tasty, but it's not tasty enough to eat the whole bar. So you'll just eat a little piece, and it should satisfy you. Should that fail, I also chose to have a lot of whipped cream, which is very simple, but for people who actually love cream, it's amazing. Now, the way I make it into a dessert is basically you just whip some heavy cream. If you like it sweeter than it naturally is, you can add a little bit of sweetener, but I normally don't encourage that because obviously most sweeteners are also not very healthy. You can add a tiny bit, or alternatively, you can just have it on its own, which actually it is really sweet anyway. Now on top, I usually add some shredded coconut, or coconut milk, and maybe a couple of almonds here and there, maybe a couple of raisins. Obviously with almonds, raisins, you have to be careful because they contain some carbs, so you have to count. But it really makes an amazing dessert. I also learned to make ice cream, so I would mix half Greek yogurt and half cream, again heavy cream. And I would perhaps add a little bit of whey protein for flavor. So for example, I'd use chocolate, and I would, mix it together, or maybe in a blender, or maybe with a spoon, and then freeze it for about an hour to 2 hours. Obviously, you need to keep an eye on it, because if it freezes too much, it will just be almost solid. But if you keep looking at it and mixing it in the meantime when it's in the freezer, every like 20 minutes or half an hour, you will finally get a really, really nice consistency. And it's something like between frozen yogurt and ice cream. And it's insanely good. You can obviously add a little bit of fruit. You can add a little bit of different flavored whey protein or cocoa or any flavorings that you can think of that obviously don't contain sugar or multiple amounts of carbs. So this is pretty genius. Now you can do yogurt on its own. So these are the desserts that I personally love. Also tried out some now this involves some baking, but it's very simple. So if you purchase yourself some coconut oil and coconut flour, these are like amazing essentials on the keto diet that you can reach for at any point if you're in need of something sweet or dessert or even savory too. So what I made was 2 batches of muffins. One kind was an egg and cheese and spinach muffin with a little bit of coconut flour. Now the coconut flour doesn't have such a strong coconut flavor, so you can easily make savory things with it, which is great. And the texture is probably the most similar to regular flour you can find, so it's really perfect. It's very healthy too, and it has multiple health benefits, and it has very little carbs, so that's great. And so I made these muffins. So I added some coconut flour, eggs, a little bit of cheese, and some spinach into some ramekins and or like muffin tin or muffin paper cups. And the other mixture was just coconut flour, some lemon peel, lemon juice, lemon flavoring, a little bit of poppy seeds, and eggs, and some coconut oil. Mix it all up, added some sweetener, or you can add some stevia, or you can add some other kind of sweetener, maybe a little bit of honey. Mix it all up, maybe a little bit of baking powder, a little bit of baking soda, and you're good to go. Bake it for 20 minutes. Play it by ear, actually. When you notice that it's ready, it's probably ready. And then enjoy. They're amazing. You can keep them for a few days. You can take them to work. They're lovely with just a cup of tea. Fantastic. And the other egg muffins were also great for breakfast, for lunch, with nice spinach salad on the side or whatever. So I really do recommend that kind of stuff, because if you don't get creative with your food, you are going to get bored and you're going to struggle to stay on track. So make yourself nice things. Don't be afraid to indulge. Just make good choices. Choose these things that you can eat more of, that can give you the flavor that you feel you need at the time. There's no point trying to avoid that sort of thinking that if I enjoy something, it's probably bad. Not necessarily. Be creative. Look for recipes. The internet's full of them. I will be sharing some more with you later on. I share some with you on my website, so please check them out. And enjoy some peanut butter, enjoy some nuts from time to time. They will satisfy your cravings for sweets, snacks, and dessert-like foods. So I encourage you to do that and stay strong, go keto, and I'll keep you posted.